Hello, everyone. Um, so heartwarming to see everybody. I just can't say it often enough, really. It's so beautiful. I can't see everyone in the screen from myself, but I feel everybody's presence. So thank you for coming together again, or coming together anew in this new version of Mindful Mondays.
You can go to gallery view and then you'll see everyone.
I do. Let me see. How do
The
I?
upper right hand corner where it says view,
Oh, there.
go to
Okay.
gallery and then
I
you'll
would love
see
to do
everyone.
that. Yeah. Okay. Now I can see Hugh too, and Bruce and everyone.
Mhm.
Elaine. It's great. All right. Well, a lot of you were here for our first class last week, and we basically established mindfulness of breathing. And now today we're going to expand that and go into establishing mindfulness more of the body as a whole. Obviously, breathing is part of the body experience. But we started by simply practicing awareness of the breathing, steadying the mind, and calming down with the breath. And you might recall even just one happy moment or the happiest moments in your life. They tend to be when we're fully present and experience to the experience that's happening, and we feel fully connected and alive. So when we start establishing mindfulness of breathing and mindfulness of the body, it really gives us an opportunity and a way of feeling fully alive, coming fully alive to ourselves and to our experience in the body and in this moment. And often in Buddhist teaching, we talk about the two basic dimensions of awareness. And a metaphor is normally used, that of the wings, the two wings of a bird, and the first wing being awareness itself, the recognizing what's happening in this moment. And then the other wing being the wing of love. So basically bringing a loving attention to the awareness of what is here. So we have the awareness, and then we have the loving attention to infuse the awareness with. So we learn to bring both awareness and loving attention, first of all, to our meditation practice, but really ultimately the goal is to bring this loving attention and awareness to all aspects of our lives, of the cushion. Let's see, is everybody still hearing me? I'm hearing a funny sound. Everybody's still okay, great. So this class today, and then also definitely the next class, but possibly two more classes after today, we'll be focusing on establishing mindfulness of the body sensations, and also body contemplations. And the Buddha taught that the body is really the vehicle for awakening, and that simply by establishing mindfulness of the body alone, one can fully awaken. So that actually says a lot as to how important the body is for our meditation practice and for our ultimate awakening, hopefully. And Z said something about Mr. Duffy living away from his body. And that's also that I really wanted to hone in on, that at least in Buddhist meditation, we don't practice to transcend the body and to have blissful experiences, although they can certainly become part of or be part of the meditation experience, to have a blissful state or a very pleasant state of being. However, that's not really the goal in Buddhist meditation. It's rather to be fully embodied and feel the aliveness that is here in the body, in ourselves. And so, in that way, embodiment really becomes the portal of all healing, to opening our heart, to feeling love in a visceral way, and to awakening the mind. And then in contemplating the body, we discover that all emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are linked to physical sensations that influence our behavior. So, for example, unpleasant bodily sensations may make us irritable and lash out at our partners. And if we're not mindful of these sensations, we live in a waterfall of reactivity, really, not connected to our hearts and our basic intelligence. In meditation, we can then begin to invite in our physical sensations, our body sensations. And we notice that it's not easy, not always easy to pay attention in this way, because we're conditioned to pull away from what feels unpleasant. And when it's pleasant, we resort to grasping and want more of what feels pleasant. And an interesting factor here is that the Buddha really taught that both pushing away the unpleasant and attaching to the pleasant are forms of suffering. So what came to mind when I prepared these reflections was, if you imagine yourself being at a buffet that has all the most delicious food that you can possibly eat, that you find most delicious, and you just pile up plate after plate after plate, and probably by the third or fourth plate, even though the food is just incredibly delicious, you're going to get really stuffed and maybe even feel ill. And so in that way, a pleasant experience can turn easily into an unpleasant experience. So hence, both the unpleasant and the pleasant are forms of suffering, really considered suffering in Buddhism. They keep us in an ongoing state of reactivity, always wanting more of the pleasant and always rejecting what's unpleasant. So a lot of us, especially us, some of us, or people that don't have a mindfulness practice, are really cycling through this through their entire lives, always wanting what's pleasant, always rejecting what's unpleasant. So that's basically becomes a way of life. So here in our practice, we're trying to shift that. And being caught in the cycle of reactivity keeps us from experiencing inner peace, and we leave the body, we leave the present moment, we disconnect from the aliveness that's here. In meditation, we begin practicing with a gentle, mindful presence. We re-inhabitate these bodies and include the different sensations. We learn to stay both with the pleasant and the unpleasant. And we develop a sense of being at home in our bodies and offer a loving presence to everything that arises within. So I wrote down this quote by an 11th century Tibetan teacher named Tilopa, who said that, "Do nothing with your body, but relax. Do nothing with your body, but relax." And it's really when we begin to be able to relax in the body that we feel alive, and we actually begin to feel more. We feel more of what sensations are present. We're more fully alive. When we start to relax, we start to feel our body. We start coming home. So these are just a few reflections that I wanted to offer before we begin our meditation this evening. So I'm just inviting you now to take a moment to find a seat that feels fairly comfortable to you. And just let it be a posture that allows you to be both awake and relaxed at the same time. So keeping perhaps the shoulders back and the spine fairly upright, and still with a sense of ease and relaxation in the body. At which point you may want to close your eyes if that's comfortable. And just take a moment now to transition from outward busyness to inner presentness, to arrive in the body, to arrive in the parts of the body that are in contact with the floor, with the earth beneath you. If you're sitting in the chair, just noticing the feet connecting down into the floor, into the earth. And if you're sitting on the ground, perhaps the feet, the legs, the buttocks, all connected to the ground. Just experiencing the heaviness of the lower part of the body rooting down into the earth. And then with this grounding through the lower part of the body, you can imagine that there's a hook descending from the heavens and just slightly coming down, hooking into the crown of your head, and then just very gently letting the crown of the head lifting upwards a little ways, making some room, creating some spaciousness in the spine. And keeping this uprightness, allow the rest of the body to soften now. Allow the eyes and facial muscles to be soft, the jaw loose, the shoulders relaxing down. And as we did in our first meditation last week, we begin to bring a soft attention, a soft awareness to the breath as it flows through naturally. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly with each breath. Feeling the heart center slightly lifting with the in-breaths. And then relaxing down with the out-breaths. And perhaps you can notice a slight tingling or swirling in the back of the throat with each breath. Or the warm air coming into the nostrils as you breathe in. The coolness rather with the in-breath. And then the warmth through the nostrils as you breathe out again. So in meditation, finding a place in the body that feels like an anchor where you can most easily keep your attention on the breathing. Just a very soft attention, not a labored attention. So just allow the breath to flow through in this way. And then this evening in our meditation, we will focus on bringing awareness to bodily sensations. So you can still connect it with your breathing, stay connected with your breathing, but perhaps imagine that you're moving the breath more into the background and the sensations will come into the foreground. So we'll scan through the body while staying relaxed, waking up the awareness inside the body. And we can begin at the brow, the eyebrow. Let the eyes be soft, the brow be smooth. And perhaps you can feel the softness of the eyelids behind closed eyes. Maybe even sensing darkness or light behind closed eyes. Perhaps there's a tingling or vibrating. You can imagine smiling into the eyes, the corners of the eyes lifting up a bit, and then sensing the aliveness of the eyes. Let the jaw relax. You might sense a half smile at the mouth, perhaps the inside of the mouth smiling. And with a relaxed attentiveness, feeling the sensations inside the mouth, the softness of the tongue and the gums, the hardness and solidity of the teeth, and the wetness in the mouth. Perhaps even tuning into the sensations inside the lips. What do you notice? And let your awareness now fill the shoulder area, perhaps letting the shoulders relax back and down a bit. And feeling the shoulders from the inside out. And let there be a natural dissolving inside the shoulders, imagining the shoulders turning from ice to water, and then from water to gas. And with interest, you can sense the aliveness and the space inside the shoulders. Perhaps sensing into the shoulder bones, again feeling the hardness, the solidity of the shoulder bones, and the movement of sensations through the shoulders. And as you move your awareness now down into the hands, feel the aliveness there. Feel the hands from the inside out. And letting them rest in an easy and effortless way. Softening the hands. Feeling the life of the hands. Tingling. Perhaps vibrating or pulsing. And as you soften the hands even more, there may be more of an experience of aliveness in the hands as well. Perhaps noticing the temperature in the hands, coolness or warmth. And you can bring the same intimate attention throughout the whole body, letting the chest be open, feeling the chest from the inside out, feeling the heart space and noticing perhaps if there's any tightness or rather openness at the heart. And notice the temperature in the chest area, warmth, coolness, feeling the heart from the inside out, relaxed and present. Bringing a curious attention to what is here. And as you move your awareness down into the body, connect with the softness of the belly as you breathe in and out, letting these next few breaths move in and out of a softening belly. Perhaps as you breathe in, you might connect to the skin that's being pushed out of the belly area and then being brought back in as you relax the breath out again. Perhaps if you've just eaten, there's a tightness, a fullness in the belly. If you haven't eaten in a while, maybe there's a sense of hunger, of emptiness. Just noticing what's true for you. Sensing how you can experience awareness deep into the torso. Just as a cup can be filled with water, the body can be filled with awareness. Sensing the aliveness, sensation through the whole pelvic area, big pelvic bone, solid, stable. And allowing the awareness to travel all the way down through the legs and into the feet. At the feet, you might be aware of pressure, warmth, or coolness where your feet are. Maybe there's a tingling, a vibrating. Feeling the feet through the skin of the feet into the feet bones from the inside out. And then widening this lens of attention to include the whole body simultaneously, sensing this body as a field of sensation. And letting everything just be as it is. Alive, awake. Sensing the possibility of resting in a vast open awareness and experiencing this play of life, this changing dance of sensation. So as we move into the silent part of this meditation, for the remainder of the meditation, I invite you to simply keep playing with experiencing sensations as the body, not with a sense of effort, but just a relaxed attention. Maybe sweeping through the body again, or just picking up sensations in certain locations, one at a time. Or if it becomes overwhelming to stay focused on all these different sensations that might be going on, just return to simply being present with the breath and move the sensations into the background as the breath once again comes into the foreground. So wherever you are with this, just allow yourself to open, be present, and feel alive.